Hey, what's up everyone? Are those acceptable audio levels? I think they should be. My microphone is struggling. What's up? First order of business. By the way, first order of business. How's everyone doing today? Let's put the glove on. Congratulations on going outside. Yeah, we've what I've done is kind of just put the desk on wheels and just start driving around places. Hey Nimish, Erica, Panda, Boix. Who else is in there? Hulk Hoquin, Fake McCoy. What's up, everyone? My throat's already jacked up. Hey Kate. Good afternoon. We're gonna get back to Tom Fowler's piece, the 80s X-Men stuff. Before we do that, guys and ladies, look what I'm holding in my hand. Look at that. Look at that. Where does it say my name on there? In the corner. In the corner. You can't read it. You can't read it. Kind of read it. Nightwing. I think this is gonna be out next week. Maybe I should have done my homework about it before I drug it out on stream. Maybe I'm a consummate professional. You don't know. Perfect timing. Nice. Yeah, Nightwings should be out like next week. If it's not next week, how's Color in That Butt? Color in That Butt's real good. I'm gonna show you guys. Yeah, I'll show you page 1 because you know, it won't spoil anything, and you know, it'll be fine. How many shots of Nightwing's butt can we expect? There's no look. We did plenty of shirtless Dick Grayson, but I don't think we did any butt shots, if I remember correctly. I'd have to like go back to the book. But this is my pledge to you, dear viewer. My pledge to you is that when I do get a Nightwing butt shot, I'm gonna make that butt juicy. That butt gonna be juicy. Other than that, what else is going on? Cave 3's coming out soon. I think a couple of weeks. I think that's what's going on. I just picked up this. I was going to mention it in the Discord, but then I got caught up in other things. We were talking about other things in the Discord. I picked up this. Ben Caldwell's action cartooning. Trying to step up my game when it comes to sketchbook challenge. This is gonna be part of that. I'm trying to get like more dynamic with form, and Ben is like perfect at that, and it turns out he wrote a book, so you know, whatever. Here we can turn it down a little there. You bought Infinity War tickets? Nice. Yeah, so I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the sketchbook challenge. I'm excited about Nightwing. I hope you all pick up Nightwing. I'm gonna show you a page of Nightwing. Perfect. Good. All right, audio's good and synced up. We're gonna actually, now that the audio is all good and synced up, we're gonna cut the audio because now we're gonna go to the stream, and if we go to the stream, that means that I have to make sure that it's ready and available to upload to YouTube. So, oh good lord, I did not check this. Hold on 1 second. We are cropped in a major way. This is because we did a hidden object game the other day. Here is page 1 of Nightwing. The last stream we did was the hidden object Murder She Wrote game, which was so good. By the way, if you missed it, you should go back and check it out, because it's a totally ridiculous game. It has digital painting all up in it, and all the digital paintings like freaking wild, like very like cold dead eyes of characters, and like And so like I thought it was just gonna be that we'd play like 5 minutes and start doing something else, and it turns out I got like totally enraptured in the mystery. It was great. So yeah, here's the first page. I'm trying to lean into like I personally skew colorful, and I'm trying to lean into that for Nightwing. I hope that you know, like you guys respond well to it, and Nightwing fans respond well to it, because I know that Nightwing fans are very protective of their like their IP there. So anyway, yeah, here's the first page. I hope you guys enjoyed the issue and pick it up and everything. But yeah, enough Nightwing. Yeah, he's being cavalier as hell with his costume showing. Yeah, well, this is just to let the reader know that that's Nightwing. Otherwise, it'd just be some dude. Here's where we left Tom's X-Men. Is there any Easter eggs? Well, there was graffiti written on the door on the subway that he goes into that says Butt Haven. I mean, I don't know if that's an Easter egg of the Discord. Oh, I don't know. I should throw in some graffiti in the back. I probably should. Oh yeah, the puff. Yeah. This is the controversy right here, the puff. So, what are we doing today? We did, if memory serves, last stream, we did, like, Storm is kind of painted, and then these guys all have, like, cuts on them, everybody else. So let's start with Rogue and go, like, counterclockwise all the way around Storm, and just, like, finish up the painting, I guess. I don't know how long we're going to stream. Part of the reason why, thank you for the host, Kate. Kate also streams. She's been doing some Dragon Age, and she does some painting on stream. You guys should follow her. She is GTAICHOU on Twitch. So let's start painting. Let's figure. Okay. Let's figure out what we're doing. Whew. So we kind of want to like light up this hair. Oh, we are on the black channel. All right. We want to like light up this hair. We're gonna probably do some special effects on there to make it like glow. Hey, Light Hands, how you doing, man? Thank you, by the way, for the donation the other day. That was very, very generous. You are the first person to donate non-bits, like human regular dollars. Thank you very much for that. All right. So we're gonna do some painting. Before we start painting, let's throw a couple gradients through Rogue. Yeah, I know what things are. You can't fool me. So we are gonna light top to bottom for the skin, and kind of try to accentuate that. We're going to do like a second cut through the nose. Set it to screen. And then kind of like use this as like a jumping off point for everything else on the page. You hate humans. No humans allowed. Chat is revolting. I don't know. Is this the right brush? It looks weird. It looks like I'm not getting tilt control. I don't know if you guys can tell. I'm tilting like crazy. I'm gonna power off this and T can power it back on. Hopefully the stream doesn't go nuts. It did not. There we go. Back on. Now I don't have any control. I have no control. Revolting. How dare you? All right, we're pairing the thing back off, and we're waiting. We're waiting 2 seconds. Oh my god, my computer's like losing its mind right now. Please. This stream is all going according to plan. I'm like dropping frames now. Jesus. All right, we're gonna start over. Hopefully. Yeah, don't look at this. Guys, everything's fine. We're just checking on the task manager. Everything's cool. Everything's fine. How are you? It's all fine. Whew, it's been a day. Yeah, okay. We've recovered this thanks. We didn't need to recover. But you should not probably look at that. Gray wallpaper. Oof. I only do it because great content. Here's some bits. I will accept sarcastic bits. Save changes. No. All right. Am I working now? Is like everything working? Yes. Finally. Yes. Everything is working. Oh my god. All right. So we're still doing the same thing. We are still making comics. For your acceptable robot money. So, speaking of, sarcastic bits are still purple. Yeah. Speaking of sarcastic bits, so I was thinking about, working towards some stuff on the stream. So obviously I used, some of the money. I try to use all the money that is generated by the stream on the stream. So like it paid for things like the green screen behind me, that you can't see, behind the scenes stuff. It paid for Jessica Fletcher to yikes. I guess there's too many. I'm running too many bots in the chat. That's the problem. Yeah. That's what's going. What is happening? What is happening? Oh, a robot expression. All right. So we're back now, I guess. I think you guys could hear me. We're all robots. Oh my god. All right. Let's get started where we're starting right now. I don't know. When I put this up on YouTube, I don't even know if I should, like, YouTube missed the promotion and that's it. They didn't miss any of the coloring. My bucks. And then missed sarcastic bit donation. That's what YouTube missed out on. YouTube, be cool about it. You missed out on a few things. We call that Twitch, yeah, Packed Coloring Storm. My god. That's you guys just got a lot of Twitch only content right there of me struggling with technical difficulties. That's that sweet, sweet Twitch content. All right, so we're trying to light her from bottom up with the yellow light, and then top down with the blue light. So let's get into this blue light here on her face. And kind of push it the other direction. So, like, just that little grad added, like, so much to the facial expression. There's, like, a lot of, like, subtlety going on there now with color. Like, this is a color I would have never picked out, but it, like, works really well. It's like a gray. It's just straight up gray, but it's still registering as blue because it's next to all that warmth. We're gonna add some quick highlights on the cheek, maybe in here, on the nose. We are going to add in some whites of the eye on top of the line art because that is what Tom wanted. We're having, so because the line art is dirty, because this line art is like kind of dirty, I don't know how to best describe it or best show it. There's like all these like flecks and gray and stuff like that. In order to get the white to like white, I have to kind of like go above the line art. And that's probably going to happen like throughout this piece. Because otherwise it's just going to look a tad bit gray. So I've been working on lately. I've been working on Rick and Morty Adventures, or Presents, not Adventures, Presents, Crumbopulous Michael, and like I kind of changed the way that I worked it because like CJ's stuff is he's the artist, CJ Cannon. It's very like on model for Rick and Morty. But you could tell that he's thinking about it like a Rick and Morty cartoon show, as he should, because it's a Rick and Morty book. And because of that, is this all going to be white? This seems like so much white for her hair, but I guess this is the way Tom drew it. Because of that, a lot of the scenes get like kind of revisited. I mean, that's because of the script. But and then Crumbopulous Michael's place that he lives is like this kind of like industrial, like it's very like when they made it, when they designed it for the cartoon, it's very black, and it's tough to get that. CJ's line art is very open, and it's not like I can just like throw down spot blacks on his art, because that would be, I don't know, A, too much work, and B, probably something he would hate, to be completely honest. So I've started to like try to, because of like the style that it's in, and Vindicators was the same way. He's the same artist for Vindicators. Because of the style that it's in and the way it's built, I started doing this thing where I kind of did like, I'm coloring it a little differently. Normally when I color, I do like what you're looking at now for basically the whole piece. Like I do one page at a time in a few steps. Like when we did this piece, when we did Tom Fowler's piece that you're looking at right now, we did, first we like fixed all the flats, and then we like went in and added some shadows, and then I kind of like started painting Storm because she was like the centerpiece of the whole thing. And then we added shadows to all the other characters, and then we're going in and kind of like doing the painting for those characters, like adding in gradients where we need them, that kind of thing. And I would do that, you know, page to page to page. One of the challenges with the Chrombopulus Michael. God, if that's even how you say his name, I should know how to say his. I think it's Chrombopulus. It's such a weird name. Michael. We're just gonna call him Michael. Is that like he revisits scenes, and it's very like the world has a very like strong flavor to it. So the world lends itself to kind of like a very limited color scheme. Because of all that stuff, I started to realize that like if I'm going to like get through this thing, I'm gonna need to like figure out how the challenge. I'm gonna try to stop saying like. The reason that I'm doing that is because I'm buying myself time as I'm trying to like figure out how to paint the scarf and stuff. Dear viewer or listener or whatever, if you guys are working on stuff while you're watching this, I'm gonna try to stop being ridiculous. This stream is just full of quality content, and words are hard. You're right, Boykes. Words are hard. So, since we're revisiting locations, we're working with a limited palette, and I was trying to figure out how to make that limited palette work in a unique way that translates from cartoon to comic. I kind of realized that like I would get, and it's also a 30-page book. It's like an issue and a half. Yeah, Mom, want to destroy all humans. He does love killing. So like doing an issue and a half is already exhausting. And I kind of realized that I would get done with a page and I'd be tired. I'd be thinking to myself like, I got to do another page. And because it all is on model for Rick and Morty, the characters, it's not like the characters are really changing through the issue. So because the characters aren't drawn any differently through the issue, really, I mean, they're in different poses, but like visually they're all on model because CJ is very talented at that. It starts to like, when you have like 30 pages of that and you experience it all week, it starts to kind of like blend together. And when that happens, I start to get exhausted very quickly on top of it being 30 pages. So I was like, okay, how am I gonna get around this? And the answer, and I don't know if this is the right answer, but the answer that I came up with was, and curiously, this didn't happen when I did 30 pages of Vindicators. When I did Vindicators, they were jumping around to a lot of different locations, and on top of that, it was like a team book. Not only was it a team book, but then they started recruiting other people from the Rick and Morty universe as they went. So it was like, hey, this is this person's thing, and this is going to be this person's thing. And so it was like, I think it had enough like visual variety that like I never got tired. But Chrombopulus is the main character, and he's featured on most pages, and then his world is very like drab, which is featured on most pages. So it began to be a thing where it was like, where I was trying to wrap my head around how to not feel like I'm doing the same thing over and over and over again, and how to add complexity and like heighten the color and make it dramatic. Like that was the goal. The common cold, like War of the Worlds. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we might be viral at this point. So what I started doing is just like batching the whole book rather than doing, I would fix, hey Robin, I would fix, the flats for 8 pages at a time, you know, whatever the flatter turned around. And then I would go in and like add in shadows, just one set of shadows for all 8 pages. And I've done that now for most of the book. I think like I need the last 2 pages, but now I have to go in and do what I'm doing right now, which is like kind of the painting, the like nuts and bolts, the fun stuff. And I have to do it in a way where the scenes all make sense around each other, and when he revisits that scene, it has to be recognizable as that same scene, and also recognizably different from the scenes around it. Like that's part of coloring with sequentials, and one of the things that makes coloring with sequentials tough is that like not only do you have to make like a good final product that's like visually interesting, but you also have to give the reader a heads up when like, you know, scenes are changing. And a lot of ways that colorists do this is to just go from cold to warm to cold to warm to cold, like alternating between the two. That's like the easiest way to do it. And if you're struggling with something like that, if you're struggling with scene changes, let me tell you, that is like nuts and bolts. That's the way to do it. When you start to revisit scenes, that's when it starts to fly off the rails. Thank you, Robin. How's it going? I saw you popped in there. I was on a little bit of a roll, so pardon me for not immediately not acknowledging you. Yeah, so I've basically done 30 pages of grunt work, just like fixing the flats, getting them looking good, adding the shadows, like just one cut, one shadow, and now I'm about to start on Friday, trying to do all of the fun stuff, as it were. But man, it's gonna be tough because a lot of the fun stuff is also a lot of the difficult stuff. Maybe like I did it wrong and I left all the difficult stuff to the end, and I'm gonna start on Friday and I'm gonna be like, see, this is the thing, is like I feel like I'm gonna sit down at the stream or at the pages, and I'm gonna be like, all the hard stuff's taken care of. I'm just gonna sit down and just blaze through this project, no problem. Like, we're all good. And then I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna be like, it's gonna only take a day, and then it's gonna take far more than a day. We'll see. I plan on, if we don't finish this Fowler piece today, which we probably won't because I started streaming a little bit late because I got distracted, then we'll be streaming tomorrow to finish it up, hopefully. So we want to kind of like push her legs back, and we're going to do that by slightly darkening them and then also slightly yellowing them. What kind of stuff do you stream, Robin? Stream was lively this morning. Do you stream games? Do you stream art? What do? Are we plugging your stream right now officially? I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know what your stream is, and we're already endorsing you. So, you know, you're on a roll. So like we've pushed back what was going on with the leg here by darkening it, and we've darkened the blue as well. So, and we can continue to like kind of like push it back. I kind of want to like highlight the knee a little bit. And then, so from here, we can continue to push back the torso and leg here. And now you have to keep in mind, like, this might look a little weird with Colossus on the back there, but we're going to be really pushing back Colossus when we get to him. By the way, I am very much looking forward to tackling Colossus, because I love working on metal. I think metal is super fun. All right. I think Rogue is pretty much done. She's got a weird costume though. Like, I don't know if the costume is readable. Maybe we gotta add some. We gotta highlight these guys a little more. The stripes in her. Yeah, we gotta highlight the form just a little bit more. You're working on your own comic, streaming the process on Twitch. Oh, that's awesome. What do you do for the? Are you doing like everything from scratch, streaming all of it? Connor Hughes does that as well. You should look him up as well. He's been working on a comic called White Ash. We've been working on a comic on the weekends. Sorry for talking about. Oh no, it's fine. You're good. If you were like overtly like coming in the chat and being like, "Hey guys, I also do comics," then I would have been like, "All right, get out of here." But you're fine. Yeah, we've been working on a comic as well, but like we did layouts for the first 2 pages, and then like I haven't worked on it in a while because I've been a little burnt out from the dog stuff, of course, switching from Mac to PC, and then just like work just kicking my butt. So yeah, I know that we haven't been doing Curse of the Iron Chef lately, which is the book that we're working on. But we will go back to that, dear chat. Yeah, a lot of times I'm still trying to like. You've been talking to Connor? Yeah, he's a good dude. I'm trying to like figure out. This is still happening in a big way. So I want to do video game streams, and I've been kind of doing them on the weekends, but I'm realizing that I might only have, you know, we're on the wrong. I might only have time for one stream on the weekends. Like a lot of times the weekends are the only time that I get off. And then sometimes I only get like 1 day a week off or on the weekend. That's not uncommon. And then like, you know, my wife will be like, I want to go do something, you know, which is not you know, unrealistic or awful or anything. Like, and it's like, well, you know, sometimes I just need to step away from the computer. And so I'm like, I'm doing, you know, video game streams because I need a break, and then I'm like, oh shit, I gotta do a comic stream. I'm like, okay, we'll do the video game stream Saturday, we'll do the comic stream on Sunday, and then by the time Sunday rolls around, I'm like, I can't think about comics today. So that's kind of what's been happening with the Curse of the Iron Chef streams, and I apologize to you, dear viewer. I keep meaning to do them. I want to do them, but like I just keep ending up in this place of like I just can't wrap my head around. This is really just like me trying to still figure out like what I'm capable of as far as the stream goes. A lot of times, and this people do this too with art and their art career. When you start making comics or doing anything like professionally that you haven't like done before, and I say professionally very loosely, I am fellow SCAD alum. What year are you? I'm 04. I got overly excited about that. I have mixed feelings about SCAD. I don't know why I got so excited. Maybe just human relation, human contact. You did this thing, I did this thing. Yeah, Robin says she's a SCAD alum. But yeah, a lot of times, like, and this happened a lot when I was first coloring, is like, you know, people would ask me to do a book and they'd be like, can you do this in this amount of time? 07 for undergrad, went back to grad for 2010, 2012. We're going to talk about that. I want to talk about that with you. But real quick, I'm going to talk about time management. So people would be like, hey, can you do this book? We need it in X amount of days. And I'd be like, sure. And then I would get the pages and I'd be like, I don't know if I can do this book or not do this book. Like, I'm going to just try to like get through it. And, you know, and then when you start to add other books and other obligations on top of it, it starts to become like, you know, can I do this? And the only way to figure that stuff out, you're getting a classic Nick rant. The only way to figure that stuff out is to like do it, is to try it. So a lot of the times when I'm like, hey, I'm going to do this stream, and then that stream doesn't happen, it's not because I'm like, you know, resting on my laurels and I'm just like, you know, on the beach getting tan. Clearly that's not happening. I live in Florida and I'm the pastiest motherfucker ever. But you know, like I feel like it's just me not knowing realistically what I'm capable of when it comes to streaming yet. And so if you guys are counting on a stream and I'm not able to provide because of, you know, work stuff or you know, just like life stuff, it's because I haven't figured out how to balance that yet. Which is fine. I'll get there. We'll improve. We won't talk about the Eisners today. I'm not even sure if I should talk about the Eisners. So, but yeah. So, you're a dude? Okay. Most people think you're a girl. Did I use a pronoun? I don't even know if I used a pronoun. You're the same, still trying to find the balance. Yeah, man, it's tough. Like, I think when you do anything that's like new, you got to find the balance. Chat is trying to bait me into talking about the Eisners because we were talking about them in the Discord. Hey, how about that? If you want to join the conversation about the Eisners, about coloring for the Eisners, come into the Discord. Come chat with us there because we talked all about it. I mean, there's other stuff I wanted to elaborate on, but I'll leave it for the Discord. So here's the thing with coloring chrome. You want to do like hard blacks and hard lights. You want to go very dark and very light next to each other, and then the chrome will look good. And then also you want to put like extra highlights bouncing all around. There is no command for the Discord because I am not smart enough to make a robot. The Discord link is right below the stream, in the place that nobody ever looks, that I prepared graphics for. But I'm not resentful at all. Don't worry about it. So yeah, by putting in like this is gonna look like trash all up close because we're up close. But make a Nick robot, if only. there's all these kinds of things that I would love to do, but I just like I just said, I have limited time, and like I'd love to make a Nick bot with commands, and I would love to I have to make more I have a couple t-shirt ideas. I have to make more emotes. Hey Kate. But you know, time is tough. So yeah, by putting in like little highlights and little like just like basically overworking it, like that's how you get Chrome to look good. And we're going to add some special effects, get some like flares going on the Chrome and stuff, but we're also going to be pushing Colossus way back. So I don't know how relevant those flares and stuff are going to be, because he's going to be pushed back into the distance. Yeah. Robin. Wait, Robin, you were there. What years did you say you were there at SCAD? You want that little vampire guy? I'm a vampire kid from the sketchbook challenge. Yeah, maybe we should make a little man, I should make so many dumb t-shirts. So I don't want to spoil anything because I got a couple of t-shirts that are a joke, but and I don't want to give away ideas because then I don't want like these t-shirts to pop up before I can actually make them. Rico, I'm looking at you. I don't know if you're here, but like, yes. You were 07 for undergrad and went back in 2010 to 2012. So 07, so I wasn't there any of the years you were there. There was a someone named Robin when I was there, but you are clearly not that person. So why did you end up going back? Just out of curiosity. Because when I went, I was like, oh my God, get me out of here. And I was wondering if you had the same experience, or if you were like, I'm not done learning, or like what possessed you to go? Did you change majors? I have a lot of, this is also a classic Nick rant of like, I have a lot of mixed, yeah, I graduated when you were coming in. Yeah. He's a millennial too, so you're gonna get it. We did a long rant on millennials. Millennials doing smart things in comics lately. By the way, what I was talking about millennials, about like people coloring themselves, 5 out of 6 of the Eisner nominations are people coloring themselves. Just saying. I don't want to say that I'm a genius, but I think that I am. Wait, what? No, it doesn't work that way. Does it work that way? Can it work that way? I don't know. All right, we gotta focus up and do this guy, do this Colossus. De Niro's getting restless because I don't know if you guys heard that alarm, but that is his food alarm. But he can wait a little while because he actually ate a little bit late today. He was sleeping in. He's all right. Yesterday I was planning on streaming. That's a Kanye statement. Yeah, it is kind of a Kanye statement. I don't know if I'm a genius, but I think that I am. Hey Connor, I was talking about you earlier in the stream. I was saying that everyone should go check you out, so I'm glad you're hosting me. There's a fellowship here, Connor. I can feel it. Undergrad was animation, graduated in 07, didn't get work for 6 months later until thankfully friend started his own company, mobile games. So you're making sprite art. Read that as spite art. Heyo. Yeah. Cool. Did you go back for comics or did you go back for animation? man, when you zoom in, like, you're like, holy cow, this is a mess. But when you zoom out, you're like, Nick Filardi's got it going on. Which I think that's the mark of like a decent color job. Because if you're going too tight, oh, thanks, Connor. Yeah, I'm trying, man. I'm trying. This is a more elaborate piece that we got to do thanks to subscribers like you in the chat with the emote "Don't look at me," because I was able to like just go get this flatted with money from the chat. Oh, what I was saying before the stream cut out is that like all the money that I make in the chat, or all the money that I make from the stream, goes back into the stream. It paid for the Murder, She Wrote games. It paid for this to be flatted. It paid for the green screen behind me. I may have overbought and bought some extra stuff, but yeah, all the money that you make, or all the money that I make from you, goes back into the stream. So if you enjoy the stream, please subscribe to the stream, or throw in a donation, whatever works for you. If not, no big deal. Like, I'm making this for everybody. I'm trying to keep it as free as possible, so that you guys get access to me. It's such a weird thing to say, but like, it's true, because I want, if you have questions about making comics, I'm trying to be a good resource for you. And to put that behind a paywall is tough. Yeah. We make money on stream? What the fuck? I mean, I made a little. So the recession happened, you stopped getting paid, and you didn't know what to do and was jaded with animation, decided to go back for comics. It was a way better education compared to undergrad? Huh. But now back in animation after graduating because you get paid more and need to support yourself. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, thanks for popping the Discord link in there, Nimish. For free, for real. Yeah. So yeah, I try to keep everything as free as possible. I'm actually going to be starting to make, I keep saying this, but again, this is like me not knowing like what I'm getting myself into and what I have time for. I'm going to start making some like just quick comic tutorials for coloring, like little 5-minute, 7-minute videos for YouTube. So if you guys are into that, I'm gonna start putting that content up there, and when that happens, I will let you know. Because that's like more consumable and searchable than just like, hey, I remember Nick talked about how to manage gray line art, but I don't know what stream that was and what minute he'd like in these hours and hours of stream, like, I don't know. It just takes forever. You gotta have that Nickfil sub. Yeah. Nick Blue Storm Filardi. Yeah. Chat is off the rails. You're now on Twitch making your own comic on the side. Nice. I'm glad you didn't give it up, Robin. Yeah, YouTube vids would be great. Yeah, because then it's like, it's more searchable. It's easier to find. Yeah, just better for you guys to retain information. Oh, you graduated in 2012? Man, so many scatters in the chat. I have a lot of mixed feelings. I think that the program is probably better than when I went from like 03 to 04 in the for the not, foundations. Like foundations were the first 2 years, and then like the specialty of comics was like of your major was like the last 2 years. And I feel like in 03, what happened with comics, art school was a mistake. Wow. When are we ever on the rails? That's a good point. Quality content here at twitch.tv/nickfil/subscribe. Everything's a mess. I had technical difficulties in the beginning. This whole thing. We're just, guys. Fuck. Nightwing's coming out next week. Good lord. This is all rough. I in Savannah or Atlanta. I only had one option at the time, but I don't know where Vibrant was. I hear that the Atlanta campus was far better than the Savannah campus, but I don't know if there's Savannah campus people who are like, yo, that's fighting words. Savannah, you miss it? Yeah. Oh, man, we got Savannah versus Atlanta in the chat. Things are about to get ugly. Wield the band hammer. No, I'm just kidding. We're all friends here. There is a weird rivalry between SCAD campuses, though. You're right. I think it's because, like, the comics community in Atlanta had a lot of, like, working professionals. I actually just recently went back and did a search on a lot of my professors who, like, it's crazy, man. Like, school has such an effect on shaping you. Like, a lot of the things that the professors told me are, like, still ringing in my head, and it's been fucking years. But yeah, a lot of that stuff is still ringing in my head, and I went as, like, a way to kind of, like, try to push that stuff out. Students at SVA didn't have their ass. There might be a rivalry of Pratt. Oh my god. I want to try the Lacoste campus. Yeah, in France. But I heard some bad and some good. Yeah. I think you go there for the experience of being in France more than anything else. Every one of my teachers were working and now have left SCAD and are working professionally in comics. Yeah. Well, you had Sean Crystal was, like, running the program at the time, and he was you know, doing good work. He's been doing good work for a long time. They were lucky to have him. And then, like, Nolan Woodward is a good friend and an excellent colorist, and he was up there. Steel Freeze was down there for a long time. Gaijin Studios was in Atlanta. Yeah, yep. I remember, speaking of Gaijin Studios, yeah, Chris Schweitzer was teaching? Damn, you got spoiled. Y'all got spoiled. I would have liked to meet Chris. Rock Candy Mountain just got nominated for an Eisner. That's a book that he worked on. So there you go. You were taught by Eisner nominated people. Steel Freeze was down in the South, but I don't know if he was ever teaching. He is. I feel like he is when I was, like, first getting started, you know, when you're first getting started in comics, and, like, I'm sure that, like, a lot of you are now, and you get, like, one, like, really encouraging review. Like, maybe the content of the review was like, oh, you got to work on a lot of stuff, but, like, it was, like, encouraging, and it, like, gives you that, like, lifeblood, that fire for, like months and months after. Like, that's how I felt when I brought a portfolio to Steel Freeze at a show. He put a fire in me, man. He's a good dude. I don't know him professionally or personally. I don't even really know him professionally, but he's yeah, I can't say enough good things. Every time I've seen him at shows since, because, like, that moment had such a huge impact on me, I've been like, I can't talk to you. I can't like emotionally, like, just be a human being and, like, talk to him because of that moment. So I'm just like, we're just gonna never talk. We're just gonna never talk. Because that's the normal way to handle social situations, right, guys? Just run. Fuck. The culture in Savannah was much more geared towards fashion. Yeah. Cully Hammer was there too. Didn't catch him, man. So when I first started going to cons, the Atlanta con was a big deal. I don't know if it still is, but Steel Freeze teased me that you weren't drawing like a girl. That's funny. Or terrible, depending on the context. I assume because of the smiley face, it was a funny thing. Yeah. When I first was going to cons, we were hitting like local cons, so it was like MegaCon and a con in Atlanta, and they would always go for drinks at the Gaijin Studios that Adam Hughes was part of, Steel Freeze was part of, Cully Hamner was part of, and you know, 20-year-old me was like, hey guys, I belong at this place. I'm not talking about Dragon Con. It was like specifically a Comic Con. Dragon Con's kind of its own other weird thing. I haven't ever been to Dragon Con. I don't mean to rag on it. It's just like Dragon Con's not really a Comic Con as far as I know. I might be wrong. I don't know. But yeah, so like this was way back then, and I have a vivid memory of like 20-year-old me trying to talk to Phil Hester, and like the advice that I got from school was, you know, these guys, you learn you're on the streets, the mean streets. Oh my God, overpowered, please. No, it worked out. You were working at a comic store at the time when he came and stayed as a guest all day. Yeah. Cool. And was able to thank him. Man, I get the impression that Steel Freeze gets thanked a lot from other artists who come up. Dude is just like, I feel like he just has like the soul of a teacher, you know? Like it just suits him. He's a good person. So hyped for portfolio reviews. Hearing was super salty as it never led anything solid for jobs. Yeah, I mean, look, we can talk about that in a second. But first, let me tell you about how. So I have this memory of like kind of like me and a couple friends bluffing our way into Gaijin Studios. So like here we are, like 20 years old, trying to like rub elbows with like Adam Hughes, and like the one of the things that was echoing in my mind was that like my professors were all like, if you go I'm not able to pull the right color because the point sample is set to all layers. The advice that was ringing in my ears was my professors were like, look, if you go to a party, if you go to socialize with professionals, don't talk about comics. You want to leave like a good impression, and the way to do that is to relate to them on a level that's not comic books. So here I am, 20 years old, right? And it's like all my life has been about comics. Like that's all that I, you know, did. I was training to be in comics. Like it was its own like thing. And so I was in this mindset of like, okay, I gotta talk to Phil Hester. I need to make an impression. My career is depending on it, and I can't talk about comics. So I have this memory. I don't know if Phil remembers this. I should ask him. But I had this memory of like standing next to Phil Hester as I bluffed my way into Gaijin Studios and being like, so got any kids? And it's just like he just like looked at me like, what? It was I was not I don't know. I was trying to do the best I could in the situation. It was rough. I don't know. I think that the what the actual advice should have been was that, like, not to not talk about comics, but not to only talk about comics, not to like be a regular person, basically, is what they were saying. Which some people who are in the comics program are not regular people. They kind of, like, you know, they're a little socially awkward. We attract a socially awkward crowd. Hello, I am not suspicious. Yeah, exactly. Wait, I need a personality too? Could you? Yeah, wait. I need to interact with other people in a calm and regular fashion. This is not going to work. This is not going to work out. Yeah, the blunders. Thankfully, I didn't have any workout, and I was a nobody, and I was 20 years old, and I got successfully written off and forgotten about. All right, so Nightcrawler, what are we gonna do with you? Let's kind of like tilt it a little bit. But yeah, I missed that Gaijin Studios was there. I'm doomed. Yeah, it's tough not to feel that way too, because, like, after that, like, I went home and I was just like, I do not have a future in this industry. I was like a junior in college too, and my portfolio sucked, and, like, you know, it was like no big deal. There's a difference between enthusing about it and obsessing about it. Yeah, exactly. And that's what they were trying to talk about. They're in comics because they love them too. Exactly. You know, like, Hester tweets about comics like nonstop. And this is the thing, is, like, at the time it was what, like 2002? So it's like the only interaction that you had with other professionals in 2002, working professionals, was, like, at shows. Like, you didn't see them, like, pal around on Twitter or anything like that. So there was no, like, I don't know, like, I could never get a sense for, like, what's appropriate to talk about and what's not appropriate to talk about. I couldn't get a sense of, like, what they even liked or the person they were. And then, so you kind of, like, are thrust into this already stressful situation, or I was. And then in that stressful situation, I was like, now I got to make small talk with someone who's, like, you know, much older than I am. I don't know about much older. That might be a stretch, but certainly older than I am. And then, like, there's this added pressure of, like, also your career is on the line. And it's like, I don't know. It was just, like, too much for my brain to handle. And I wish that someone had just given me the advice of, and I will give you this advice now. Hey man, cool the fuck out. Just, like, be a normal person and you'll be fine. Also, Phil Hester doesn't have any jobs for you. Like, you don't sweat it. Just hang out. I tried. By the time I was there, everyone was socially awkward anime enthusiasts, so no. I only wanted to speak about that. No offense to them or anime lovers. Yeah. I remember quite a few teachers trying to remind people to kind of branch out. Yes, exactly. Be a well-rounded person. Same thing happens with games. It's eye-opening when a lot of devs have to work a booth. Yeah, man. Dude, I actually, that's advice for every industry. Yeah. And you had no idea he meant pro. Well, to be fair, like, I'm not like, hello, I'm Nickfil, pro artist. I'm like, hey, I do this. It's fun. Let's hang out, you know? Don't be dumb. Yeah, don't worry about it. You weren't dumb. And, like, I am also, in case you can't tell, and I'm sure you know this by now, Kate, because you've been hanging around in the stream for a while. I'm not, like, the kind of person that's like, oh, you can't make any waves for me in the industry. I'm gonna move on from you. Like, nah, man, we're all just people. Like, let's just hang out. Like, pro, not pro, whatever. I will say, I've talked about this before on stream. Every time, literally every time that I've blown somebody off, which is like maybe 3 times, I can count them maybe 3 times on one finger, or 3 times on one finger. I can count on one hand for sure. It didn't happen a lot. Every single time that person has then gone on to be really, really great in the industry. And then most of the time I've later befriended them. And like, I was like, oh, you were actually like a really cool person. And we could have been hanging out this whole time. But like, I had my head up my ass about like what comics were supposed to be, you know? Ugh. Art school, man. It'll warp your brain. When I got out of art school, I was like, if I'm not making Watchmen, then like, why make comics? That was my mentality. All right, so we're kind of done with this side. Let's finish Colossus's hand in here. Yeah, so I bet the program, all to say, I bet the program at SCAD is very, very different now than when I started, because comics were changing in like a huge way at the time, and a lot of the people that were teaching me how to make comics in a way that like served how comics were made in like the you know 80s, like in early 90s, like in a very segment, like comics went through a huge growth, like just change. Getting sucked into what comics should be is the worst thing at that age. Yeah, I'm also like, and I will readily admit this, there's a lot of kids who you give them like direction or advice and they're like, fuck you, old man, I'm gonna do what I want, I'm gonna do it my way. I am not that kid. Like, if you come to me as like a authority figure of some kind, like especially like one that I'm supposed to respect, like my teacher, and you're like, hey, I'm trying to teach you, this is the way we do it, I'm gonna be like, okay, yeah, that's the way we do it. I can't do it this way, I gotta do it this way. I never had time to socialize, was trying to juggle work and life issues. Yeah, I mean, that happens too. I had to explain that you never party. Yeah. I still don't think he believes you. You're the same way, Erica. Yeah. So like when I got out of school and like comics weren't made like how, like I look back at some of the stuff that I was doing. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the fine artist Egon Schiele, but like he does these crazy like deadline line drawings that I thought were beautiful at the time. And like the only person who was really doing like deadline kind of stuff was like maybe Jeff Darrow, and like I mean, I guess you could say Mobius kind of does deadline stuff, kind of, but I was doing it in like, whoa, did you guys see that flash? I don't know what the hell that was. I think a bulb just went out. I think the green screen's still working. Shit. Egon Schiele is pretty cool. Yeah. So that was weird. This stream, man, plagued with technical issues. So yeah, I was like, I started getting into like making these comics that were like these deadline like twisted figures and stuff. It was good knowing, yeah, the strike is coming inbound. And like it was an assignment to do that, to just kind of like experiment. Ape a Fine Artist is what the experiment was, the project. And then they were like, Nick, you need to stop doing this, even though I really liked it. And I thought like, I was warping the figures, and then I was also warping the perspective of the backgrounds and stuff. A spooky ghost. Oh no. And so like, I really enjoyed it, and I thought that came through on the page, and they like their reaction, my teacher's reaction was like, no, when you make comics, you have to use a brush, Winsor Newton Series 7 number 2, and then you also have to have a dedicated line art. You have to create volume and form, and it has to look like this. And they were training me like how comics looked through the 80s, like how inkers inked through the 80s, how they probably think about comics is how they were training me. And like, I wish if I could have one piece of advice to give myself, to like go back in time and like tell myself, it would be to like follow what makes you happy instead of doing what you think is right. 'Cause holy smokes, trying to like wrap my mind around the way comics should be, killed my love of comics for a long time. Are we going to talk about the puff of smoke? We'll get there. Man, I wish we had some of that. Not 100%. But yeah, exactly. Like, the thing is like, you just have to like, you know, it's important to when someone's like, hey man, study anatomy. Yes, study anatomy. 100%. You're going to be a better artist for it. Even if you're just cartooning and doing like weird crap, if you study anatomy, you'll be better. 100%. But when you get out of like, it's tough to like be able to understand when you get out of foundational stuff and you start to talk about like what comics are. A lot of times people will cross that line and when giving advice and not even realize it. Like, you look at stuff like, you know, I'm trying to think. Hold on. Like Lee Gatlin, and it's like this dude is thinking about comics in a way that like I am definitely not, and he is like doing it in a really unique, interesting way. You know. By the way, he's very, very good, and I hope it got his name right, because he deserves the push. The old Nickfil bump. You love your brushes, but man, I can't imagine how it was for you when digital tablets were still new. The process probably never included line art, brush pen. Yeah, no. It was all, you left it all on the page. Like, when I started, it was all on the page. Like, there was one person doing comics in Illustrator when I was going to school, and that was like a novelty, and they were not good. If I remember correctly. Yeah, so, you know, I don't know. Like, digital changed everything, and I wish that I had the instinct to know that, like, you know, take some advice with a grain of salt, but like, I was young and I, you know, was definitely following Illustrator. Yeah. It was Corel Draw, and we were grateful. Yeah, when I started, so like we're doing some like sketchy mark making, as you can see right here in the corner next to Wolverine. Hi. I think we're back. I think we're back. We'll check in. We'll check in. We're back. We're back. Hi. I'm Nick Filardi, and I'm experiencing technical difficulties. This sure is something. Whoa. Sorry about that. There we go. Hi. Welcome back. So I switched OBSs because this was the stable OBS, and it's not working for me. Yeah. So, man, what was I even forgot what I was. The Nickception. Yeah. I forgot what I was railing on about, but you know what? I think OBS Classic is terrible. Yeah, this is the 32-bit OBS, and it's we're having a lot of problems with it. Oh, so what I was saying was like that kind of like textury brush back when I started was unthinkable at the time. We were at the time. Yeah, I'm on OBS Studio, but I'm using the 20.1.3 release right now rather than the newest release. I think I might switch back for the newest because this thing just keeps crashing. I don't know if it's the computer or maybe I need a reset. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that kind of like mark making when I started was like basically Corel Painter was like the only thing that could do that. So people were doing like basically like pastel dry brush kind of stuff in Corel Painter in like 2004, and then they were porting it to Photoshop and trying to get it to work in Photoshop afterwards. You know, like do it in Corel Painter, prep it in Photoshop, send it to print, and it was like a laborious process, especially if you did not have a tablet to work on, which were not as prevalent as they are now. It was crazy. At any rate, we're having a lot of technical difficulties. So rather than let OBS crash again and then boot it up for like the 4th stream that's going to be up on YouTube like in a row, I'm going to have to like try to figure out how to stitch these guys together. But instead of doing that, and we're having weird flashes and God knows what, we're gonna call it for today. Let's talk about real quick like what we got going on. So here's where we're gonna leave it for now. One of the biggest things that's gonna happen in the next stream is that we're gonna push Colossus way back, and we're gonna be doing a bunch of special effects with the lightning. You're not gonna want to miss that. We got to do some painting on Kitty Pryde, and Wolverine isn't quite done. We still got to deal with that smoke puff. Yes, Nimish is right. Nimish just said in the chat there that you should join me on Discord, continue the conversation. Absolutely. We've been on Discord. You know, if I'm like, hey, I'm going to stream a bunch this week, and then I try to do like a couple stream as much as I can, but you're like, man, I wonder where Nick is. I'm on Discord pretty much 9 to 5 every day because while I'm working, I have it open. So if you want to like hang out, or you want to know behind the scenes stuff, or you have a particular question or what, by all means, like come by. Drawing Dupe onto the tumor. Oh my God. Dupe and Wolverine do get along. But yeah, by all means, jump into the Discord. I am there all the time, every day. So did I draw this? No, I did not. If you look right here, it says line art by Tom Fowler. At Tom Fowler Bug is his Twitter address. Well, I mean, we'll talk about that. Tom Fowler's awesome, and he should be a household name. His stuff is just fucking killer. We're just doing colors. Curious caption. You're tuning in. You're a new viewer tuning in right as we're ending for now. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to be back tomorrow because I want to finish this. I want to finish this thing. This will be like second week, so we're gonna finish this tomorrow. I don't think we have much left. It's gonna be a lot of dramatic stuff though. Hey, thank you for the follow, Meerkat. Now following. Thank you. On the weekend, I want to start, we're going to switch from Murder, She Wrote, do some PSP games. Also, we're going to hopefully be working on some Curse of the Iron Chef. That's the comic that we are doing from scratch. I am a pro colorist by career path, if you're not familiar, and you're a new viewer. I'm a pro comic artist, or pro comic colorist, and I preach a lot of like, hey, you just got to start, you just got to go, like, and I am putting my money where my mouth is, and we are going to make a comic from scratch. I haven't done pages in close to 14 years, so The clicking game didn't work out, right? Did it? Clicking game was great. We worked a murder. We solved a murder. It was fun, actually. I really liked it. But we're gonna be doing some PSP games this weekend because I really love the PSP. I'm trying to keep that stuff on the weekend and keep the pro comic coloring during the week. Hopefully I continue to do so. So anyway, yeah. You want to see that? Yeah, you should check in the vlogs. We're gonna be doing the Murder She Wrote is in there. We have actually 2 more murders to solve, so we're gonna be doing some more Murder She Wrote. But on the weekend we'll be doing this PSP stream. Until then, that's it. We're gonna be back with this. We're gonna be back with this. Wolverine. I love you, buddy. We love you, Wolverine. We're gonna be back. Yeah, hanging out with fellow SCAD folks. Yeah, man. Yeah, we'll be back with this, finishing this up tomorrow. So please come back, tune in. Until then, keep making comics, guys.